Hello brain lovers, this is a new episode of our brain vlog. And today I want to talk about, well, something that happened a little while ago. I was having a conversation with a supplier and he was asking the deadline for something. And I went like, oh, no, there's no deadline. I don't do deadlines. I'm like, you don't do what? Yeah, sure, no deadlines. I don't believe in them. Okay, what's this weirdo? So today I want to talk to you about why I don't do deadlines. I don't do deadlines. I just don't do them. Not so much that I don't believe in deadlines, it's that I know that they don't work. Let me put some nuance, some context on that. First of all, the most important thing, from a brain's perspective, our brain doesn't work well under pressure. There have been enough studies around it. We are less creative, we make more mistakes. Stress that comes with a deadline actually gives us a higher level of cortisol, and cortisol eats our brain away. Well, it doesn't eat it, but it physically kills brain cells in our hippocampus and other places as well, but mostly in the hippocampus. So that's not a good thing. Stress is by far the worst enemy of our brain. Sure, it's impossible to create a la-la land without stress, without pressure, without everything. But there are ways to improve, to optimize our settings. And that's what I'm doing by eliminating deadlines. That's also, by the way, the reason why I hardly ever answer a mail the same day. So if you send me a mail and I don't answer the same day, that's normal. That's standard operational procedure at the Brain Academy. You don't get a reply right away. In companies nowadays, there's a real tyranny of the immediate moment. You send a mail, if you don't answer within 10 minutes, you probably get a phone call like, hey, why didn't you answer the mail? Or didn't you read it? Everything has to be immediate. And well, from one hand, that puts a lot of pressure on the brain, which makes it work suboptimally. On the other hand, it is by giving time to the brain to organize thoughts, to work on information, to process information, that it comes with the best possible ideas and the best possible answers. So that means that, especially when there are emotions, especially when you're angry about something, do not answer immediately, sleep on it. The next day you will be calmer, etc. And your brain will have had time to process things and to give a better, more substanced reply. But let's get back to the deadline here. Now, unless you're a major procrastinator who only is able to work if you are with your back against the wall, well, in that case, sure, deadlines will be helpful. However, if not, in most other cases, I avoid deadlines. That is, deadlines when we're talking about creative stuff, about work that has to be done where there's some real thinking, processing that has to be made. If it's just to send over material or stuff like that, purely executive stuff, there, sure, deadline is helpful just to organize oneself. But when it comes to creative work and problem solving, no deadlines here. So how does that work with teamwork? I'm asked. Now at the Brain Academy today we have a team of about 10 people and it works fine. So basically there's no micromanagement. I've been micromanaged so many times and I've hated it as many times as I've been micromanaged.
Here's what's going to happen. I am going to have to fix you, manage you on a more personal scale.
It's a terrible practice. I explain it in detail why you shouldn't do that in my course on leadership. Long story short, it basically kills initiative, it kills creativity, it kills so many things. So no micromanagement at the Brain Academy. It all starts at the selection of the team. It's a casting choice.
You've got no work experience at all.
Is that bad?
Are you kidding? No, it's great.
Basically, when you cast your people, when you go looking for the skill set, for the talent you're looking for, you just make sure that the people you work with are not procrastinators. Duh. And there are three main things I'm looking in when I'm hiring. First, professionals, people who know their work.
The first step in an operation of this particular type is to shave the patient.
I don't have to explain them how to do their work. They can do it by themselves. I hire them because they have something, they know something that I cannot or don't know, right? Second is maturity. Sorry, if you're 20 years old, the chance that I hire you is so small because nothing against 20 years old. I mean, we've all been through that. And at 20 years old, life is great. However, it's a time for trying out new stuff.
How old are you, McLovin?
Old enough.
Old enough for what?
party.
And at 20 years old, it's just a biological fact, I'm sorry, but your brain is not mature yet. Brain reaches full maturity at around 24, 25 years old. Before that, your brain is still developing. It's still in the phase of myelination. And having said that, I cannot expect from you things from a fully myelinated brain when it's just a biological reality that your brain isn't there yet. So, professionals, maturity. The third, and not least, is responsibility.
I'm looking for the least possible amount of responsibility.
With responsibility, I mean that you know how to keep a commitment. When you commit to something, you will just do it. And when we have those three together, professionalism, maturity, and responsibility, things just flow from themselves. In everything we do with the team, we just have a loose set of time objectives that we hardly ever respect because we leave room for creativity.
If I could save time in a bottle.
Or additions, so to come up with the best possible creation and not rushing things just to get them out there. The only thing where we have some kind of a more rigid structure is with this vlog actually, as the commitment is to come up every week with a new vlog, with a new episode. That means there is a deadline, but it's not a deadline because even if we wouldn't be ready by the next week, there wouldn't be any consequence. I wouldn't be mad. It just would mean that we didn't reach a quality product at the set time, so we would just take a couple of more days to get there. Because in theory, we only need what? Let's say 2 days to make one of these vlogs.
What?
That's impossible.
2 days? We need 2 weeks.
I feel sick.
And in a week we have 7 days, so we have a lot of margin there. And even if those 7 days are not enough, we could still take a couple more. This whole thing about deadlines reminds me of the story about cheap, fast and good. If you haven't heard about it, it's basically this guy who goes to a shop and he needs something done. And he sees a sign where it says, you can get it cheap, you can get it fast, or you can get it good, well done. The salesperson says, yeah, pick 2. So the guy goes like, huh? What do you mean pick 2? Why can't I have 3? Well, it's impossible. You can have a really good job done fast, but then it's going to be expensive. You can have a really good job done cheap, but then it's going to take time. Or you can have it fast and cheap.
Look at this sorry, miserable, squashed thing.
But then it's going to be a lousy job. So I go for the option where we go for really good quality, we go for reasonable price, and well, take your time, guys. Now, I have to admit, I'm not sure if this would work in a bigger structure. We're a team of 10 people, that works fine. Would it work in a big company? It's worth trying out. I was about to say probably not, but then again, why not? It's worth trying out. I mean, if you're committed to quality as we are here, if quality is really the most important thing to you, what's holding you back to ditch the deadlines? And sure, reporting, etc. has to be online. That's the purely executive work, right? But the moment there's interpretation, the moment there's problem solving, the moment there is creativity, I'd say drop the deadline. So that's it for this week. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe, of course. We have new episodes of this vlog coming out every single week. Now, if you want the real stuff, you go to brainacademy.com. There you can join over 300,000 students and start using your brain better. Brain out.
Sharpen your mind.